The tips you see in the Be a Better Defender series videos are not the end-all be-all to all defense in every game. In the other games, it may differ how you play defense, and in this game, it may differ how you play defense too. You have the free will to come up with your own tactics. These are just great starting points for any defender who wants to improve on defense and needs a starting point. So please enjoy the video. Unlike my last two videos, this video is about to be a bunch of short clips with a bunch of short explanations for why I'm using those clips to explain a certain thing. So try to keep up. So let's be honest, it's pretty hard to make decisions in Artifact Assault. It's hard to make decisions at all sometimes. Do you want to teleport after that artifact carrier, or do you want to stay back and support your own runners? These are tough decisions sometimes, but don't worry, today we're going to go over all that type of stuff, and I'm going to help you figure out just exactly what you should do in each situation. First things first, you have to know your role on defense. At some points in the game, it's going to be smart to have one defender that knows what he's doing versus the other defender having to know what they're doing. Sometimes it's good to have one defender that chases after people, while the other one stays back and covers rebounds. Sometimes it's good to have one that focuses on defense, while the other one goes and supports. And sometimes it's good to know who your teleport specialist is, as opposed to someone who's not that great at it and is better at using other abilities. If you go into a game just playing straight up defense, that's bad coordination. You need to let your team know what you're comfortable with doing, and they need to let you know what they're comfortable with doing. That way, when you go into a game, there's no confusion between you and your team. From personal experience, confusion sucks. When your team is flustered, that's the worst thing, because you can just get rebounded off constantly. And that's not where you want to be. You want to be safe and organized, and you want to be able to control the enemy offense. Because if they control you, you're not going to have a good time at all. Alright, let's talk about rebounds now that we're on the subject. Okay, so this clip is a few seconds after that last one that I just showed you with BOA, where I'm stuck in the chase breaker, and as you can see, they continue to rebound here, and rebounding, it just really sucks. I wanted to show you how much it really sucks with this clip, because this is probably the worst moment I can remember from the season where we were rebounding, or getting rebounded on, and we couldn't stop it. Crazy thing is, we just played WOC and hacks in the last few weeks, so we knew how to deal with rebounding. But the reason we were thrown off here is because BOA wasn't a rebounding team. They had been playing us so safe the whole time, and they finally put out all this rebounding stuff, and it was a giant surprise for us, so we just got really flustered. And if you are a team that doesn't know how to deal with rebounding, you're going to get flustered just like this. And I don't know if you can hear me raging in the background, but I am. And I'm obviously flustered, and I would assume everyone else is. I know Kill was dying and stuff, and she was flustered. And yeah, I'm about to show you how to deal with this, but as you can see, I mean, I go grab the artifact because I'm so flustered. I'm like, I'm gonna teleport, you know, yada yada. TXI even comes in here and saves me, but no, he goes through the smoke bomb and dies because, you know, shield. So this is the game from a few weeks before with WOC, another rebounding team that I just talked about. In a few seconds, you're going to see that Blood Edge comes in here and Smoke Bomb teleports me, and he's going to be off for the races. And while I teleport in a few seconds to try and catch with him, I notice that another teleport comes in, as you can see right there, and I take her, while meanwhile Kill is taking the other person, and that's called Trust. Trust is really important for defense, but it's especially important for dealing with rebounds. Here we are again with hacks, a game I like to reference a lot, where Styrion comes in and he smoke bombs me. I have no abilities. I'm letting my team know what's up. He's teleporting away, and I'm just trying to do whatever I can to get back in position to, you know, either stop this play from happening or stop another play from happening. And as you can see right here, instead of chasing after them and letting that guy go past me, I kill him, and then they get the kill on the other runner. Knowing your role plays into knowing how to deal with rebounds and vice versa. Since I knew that I was the one that usually stayed back to deal with rebounds, I was able to do that with no problem, as where Kill knew she was the teleport specialist and that she was better at chasing people than I was, so she went and did that. And for the most part, in every game and whenever we had to deal with a rebound, that's how it worked out. I would kill the rebounder and Kill would kill the person that was running away from us with the artifact, and we would stop their play in their tracks. Staying back for the rebounder isn't always necessary. If you're up by more than 2 artifacts, you can go for the original runner as a team and kill him and then try to back up for a teleport for the rebounder in order to keep your lead the way that it is. And it's not that hard of a sacrifice, because if that guy ends up scoring and you stop the rebounder, then you're still up by 1 artifact, and vice versa. Other than that, I would always stay back for the rebounder though, because you can't risk your lead like that if you're only up by 1 artifact, or tied, or down by an artifact especially. Now we're going to talk about a little bit of ability usage and how you can use your abilities to support your team. Alright, so after I jump off this chimney in an early attempt to try and kill this person in front of the hay bale, they're going to get away from me, and their teammate also is going to run over the roof. You're going to see me knife this guy, and then I'm going to go kill this other one right in front of me. And since the other one's knifed, my teammate's going to be able to kill him, and we're going to be able to shut down that play immediately with no problem. Knifing someone defensively in order to keep them there while you kill the other person is a really good tactic to use your knives for, but you can also use them offensively. My runner comes up here, and I can see he has 2 people chasing him. Alright, we're going to stop the clip here. If you can see under me, there's another defender chasing my runner. And then behind him, there's one more defender chasing that runner as well. So I'm going to fall down while locking this guy, I'm going to knife him, and then I'm going to kill the guy behind him. And the knife in the other guy is going to allow my other defender to kill him and let our runner score for free.
You got it? Thank God. Yeah.
Now, other than using your knives offensively and defensively to kill 2 people in your base or to support your runner, you pretty much never want to use your knives before someone gets an artifact. Since your knives are on about a 75-second cooldown, and you can only get them down to about 65 with crafting and overall cooldowns, you definitely don't want to be using your knives until someone grabs your artifact. It's very wasteful. This is especially true since most runners carry boost cooldowns as a lost streak. All the teleports they can get off within that minute of not having knives is extremely bad for you, and if you can't use your knives to catch them when they get away from you, then you're going to be screwed. And a good way to conserve your knives while still being able to catch that runner is knowing how to position yourself correctly. Okay, so we're going to stop this clip so I can talk about it for a second. This is another game from the Hack series. I know, Hack series, I just keep bringing it up, but we learned a lot and we executed a lot really good in that game. And it kind of brought our team together, so I have to reference it because there was just so many things I could pull from it to help teach people about defense. So yeah, this was basically the game where we started our uphill battle versus Hacks to come back and win the game or the series. And to be honest, the first game we got manhandled on Harbor, and that was my fault. And this game, the first 2 scores they do was also my fault. I was extremely flustered, and I had a lot of bad positioning, and that's why I'm showing this clip, because I'm about to show you really bad positioning, and I'll tell you how to fix that. Alright, so if we start the clip again, you'll see that I jump over this box, which takes time, and then I jump back to him to try and kill him before he gets to the door or teleports away. And that took up so much time, and it was really bad positioning. And they end up scoring that second score. Just like I said, it was my fault. And now I'm going to go back to the beginning of the clip and explain to you what I could have done to fix that. Alright, so in the beginning of the original clip, what I did was climb over this box, jump towards the guy, and try to chase him down, whether he teleported or not. And that was a bad decision. What I should have done was run up the right to the staircase, and either inside the building or outside the staircase to the border to get ready for whatever happened, because if he teleported, I mean obviously he did and he got away. If he didn't teleport and I still did that, he would have jumped ahead of me and he would have been off for the races, and I didn't have a knife because I just used it. If you look at my abilities, I just used my knife, so I'm not going to be able to catch that guy. He might have been able to be caught by Filipino because Filipino will be in front of us, but still, as a safety measure, I should have gone to the right, because yes, he would have ran forward and Filipino could have killed him, and if he would have ran to the right to avoid Filipino, I would have been able to kill him. So, and the only other way he could have ran was to the left, and that means he's backed against the wall, and that's gonna be a bad spot for him. So, teleporting or not, me running up the right staircase was the right decision, and that's how I should have positioned myself, and that's exactly what should have happened. So in a second you're going to see exactly where he teleported. Like I said before, is exactly where I would have been if I would have run up the staircase and down to the border. So yeah, I could have stopped that score and it would have been 0-1, and we actually might have won that game if I hadn't have been in such a bad position. Alright, so here's a clip of me getting solid position on a play. I come out of that kill with shield on, trying to get Jolly head first. but he goes up the wall, and instead of chasing him up the wall, I sit back and wait and start running back to where he would jump. If I hadn't run up that wall with him, I wouldn't have been there for the kill. He probably would have smoke bombed me on my way back down. So yeah, I hope you learned something about making hard decisions on defense today. I didn't go over every single decision that you can make because there's so many scenarios and it would just be very long, and I wish I could have gone into more detail, but I'm trying to keep these videos at 10 minutes. Dealing with rebounds and conserving your abilities can make you a lot better at defense, because I know a lot of people like to clutch on knives, and I even was there at one point where I used to clutch on knives, and it just makes you a lot better and makes your defense a lot safer and more efficient if you learn how to control that stuff. I'm going to be making future videos about positioning, and that last clip actually was kind of like defensive baiting, and I want to make a video about that too. But until then, this has been Apex 27. Adios for now.